You basically started this podcast while starting at Curacubby. You've been there for almost a half a year. Your podcast is called K-12-ish, if anybody wants to check it out. And it's about learning, featuring learning leaders. Brilliant, right? So I'd love to hear, how did you get into this? I don't hear about this often. I don't hear about folks in marketing at a Series A company with a lean team not starting a lot of podcasts out there that I know of, right? Coming from ed tech startups, because the goal of a podcast is really long-term brand building. And the goal of startups, seed funded and Series A funded, is more short-term conversions. And how do we make sure we get these, customers on board? So how did you make this happen? Talk to me.
Yeah. So to be honest, like I'm a big believer in some of that long-term brand building that marketing teams have to do. I think demand generation is super important, running ads, but my background came from content marketing. So I'm a big believer in putting out content and building your audience that way. I've wanted to start a podcast for a very long time. I mentioned I worked in content marketing, but I did a lot of work with educators at all levels. And I was running a digital magazine prior to coming to Curacubby. So I have a lot of people within my network who are thought leaders within education. And so when I was going through the hiring process, it was something that I had pitched to the CEO that I really wanted to focus on creating our own content streams where we were publishing thought leadership, featuring a lot of leaders, because I felt like, and this is no insult to Curacubby, they do what a lot of companies do. They just like talk about like, hey, we're the expert, but they don't do anything to actually prove that expertise. So I had really advocated for that with the CEO. And to be honest, like he was fully on board. I told him I wanted to start a podcast about a month in, and he was like, great, what's it called? And I was like, K-12-ish. And he's like, love it. How long is it going to take to start? And I was like, I think probably a month. It was after Chris Walker's Demand Gen Live that was like, why you need to start a podcast tomorrow? And I was like, okay, I can't start it tomorrow, but I can start it in a month once I get the ground under my feet. And he was just like, do it. And he's been trying to find people to get on as guests. Like he really is our biggest cheerleader on marketing. So I lucked out a lot with the CEO that I got when I came to Curacubby, which was a big thing I look for in the hiring process. Because I've worked with a lot of companies that didn't believe in marketing or just thought it was like something extra that they just needed to send out emails to get people to sign up for a demo. And Stephen Kwong, the CEO of Curacubby, like he gets that it's a long-term game and that there's content involved and you need to be a thought leader. So they've been really invested in it, and I'm super lucky.